let's have some coffee, and I'm going to talk about let's get organized, reorganized, let's boost up those sales. It's going to be lots and lots of topics on this reseller vlog of mine. This is the last couple days of December 2022. Oh my goodness. I remember when it was 1999. What happened to the years? But anyways, that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm talking about how to get yourself organized and reorganized. The one thing you can never do when you're an entrepreneur or you run your own business, whether this is part-time or full-time, is to ever keep the status quo. That will cause you more headaches in the long run. What do I mean about the status quo? That is when you kind of fall into routines. You think everything is working well. You're not going back and double checking items that you've listed. You're not double checking your inventory. You're not going through and looking at it with a say a fine-tooth comb, as the saying goes. It is one of those jobs that everybody puts off forever. And here we are at the end of December, and you're like, that is a New Year's resolution. Do not wait till New Year's to start doing this, even if it is like for one day. Just do it for one day, and it will be eye-opening. What am I talking about? I'm talking about doing a kind of audit on your listed inventory. Don't worry about the death pile. That will always be there. You will always be sourcing. There will always be items that you need to list. I'm not talking about those items. I'm talking about things that you put away and that you already listed them. You will not believe the amount of mistakes in your shops, or the fact that they might be mixed in with your listed inventory and it's not listed, or it was listed and it's not listed anymore. You're just not going to know that if you're not doing a few little checks and balances. So that's what I mean by not keeping the status quo. The status quo is you get up, you drink your coffee, you start looking to see what's sold, you package it up, you take it to the post office, you come back, you list items, and then you call it a day. You're like, ooh, that was a good day. Those are all fun things to do. Maybe not fun things, but you know what I mean. Like getting paid when you sell things, that's the fun part of doing all of this. We definitely want to be flipping for profit. So what I did literally 5 minutes ago was I took my phone and I looked at my eBay shop. So I'm only going to concentrate on eBay for this particular vlog here. And I clicked on the number of items I've listed, and then you can go and search by find, use the find function to search by. And I just put in mugs. I was like, I know my mugs. I wanted to have them all in one place. I have them in this closet over here, that closet over there. I got some sitting behind me here. No, that was just listed. And so I kind of have my mugs in multiple places, and I think I'm still going to keep it that way. Initially, my thought was put all the mugs in one area. And I don't think I'm going to be reorganizing that per se. But anyways, back to the eBay store. So I went into my listed items, hit that find button, and then I put in the word mugs just to see what would come up. And I'm scrolling down through. I'm like, mug, 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 right? All of a sudden, the butterfly gold Corel set that I have up popped up under mugs. I'm like, well, that might explain why that's not selling, is nobody can find it because it's under the wrong category. So I went and looked at the category, and I'm like, well, it's kind of a broad category, but the broadest part of that category on eBay is mugs. And I'm wondering, like, why would I put it there? So I went and changed the category, which then made me change all of the, pertinent details in the item description area. And I relisted it up as like a set of dishes, and I put bowls as the main, part of it. That was, it's like serving dishes, something, something bowls. And that better describes that listing. And so now I'm hoping that I will get some traffic to that set, because I was wondering why that was not selling. I'm like, it can't be the price. And I have, a best offer, on it. Someone could, offer me something and I would consider their offer and all that. And so it turns out it was in the wrong category. So that's the first thing. The other thing I want to do with that is, now I got it into the right category. What I want to do then is end the listing and then relist it, thereby creating it a new listing, and perhaps maybe sell it before the end of the year. That would be nice. Or sell it a lot more quicker than where it was. It was in my store. Everyone thinks, well, if you come to a person's store, you're going to see all the items that they have for sale. That's not how people shop. People don't shop eBay stores. It's not like they're going to a regular big box retail store. They shop for individual items. They are searching for individual collectibles or clothing or shoes or, hats, whatever the item is. They're shopping by the specific item or items. They might be looking for like men's gifts or something like that, being that we're in the holiday season here, or, toys, something along those lines. So I would suggest, as part of your organizing and reorganizing, that you go ahead and do a couple more audits on your store. Uh, it's always a good idea to, end your listings and then relist them to, to refresh things, but maybe do it by category, or maybe take that out of your inventory and look through that and match it up to your store and make sure that everything that you have in your listed inventory is actually still in your store. The other thing that can happen, because we all do this too, or at least I do, I list on eBay, Etsy, and Poshmark. And I cross post to those areas. And you might sell something on Poshmark, like clothing, shoes, even a home goods, even a mug for that, instance. And you forget to delist it off of, or, end that listing off of eBay and Etsy, and I find myself going through, sometimes in the evening, I will start looking at my store and I will look at every item in my store. I'll just scroll through my store and I'll be like, I think I sold that item. Oh my goodness. Then I have to double check it on my sold, which I keep a spreadsheet of that. I double check it on there. And if it's not, if it's on there, I obviously, need to get rid of that item. There was also times where I didn't sell the item. I ended up giving it away, and I thought I took it out of my store. Apparently, I only took it off of one platform and not the other platform. So that's another reason to get in there and do this. And everyone is probably thinking, you are crazy if you're going to try to do this in December. We got Q4 sales, we got, Christmas and all the other holidays, and we got New Year's, and everybody who celebrates whatever holiday you celebrate is in there. You're traveling. Well, here's another thing I want to talk about. We all know everything gets so crazy in Q4, December, and as we get into the end of the year here, everything gets really crazy, including the post office and the way people shop and their expectations and things like that. So I don't know how many of you guys are doing this, but I am definitely doing it. I did it last year and it worked for me, and it helps to, make the holidays more enjoyable. Is I put my shops in vacation mode and time away. And in case of the time away on my eBay, I think I'm going to be like less like vacation mode, in terms of I usually allow people to buy things while I'm on vacation mode. I think I'm going to turn it off, as in they can't buy anything until the store becomes active again. So I am shutting it off December 19th through the 24th. And I'm not sure if I'm going to make it like the, right on the 24th, like, or if I'm going to go in there and manually like turn it back on midway through December 24th. I don't want it to come alive on December 24th and people think that they can buy things and that they're going to get it for Christmas, which is on a Sunday this year. That's an unrealistic, like, I don't want people then saying, oh, I didn't get it in time for Christmas. I'm returning the item to you. Like, so I think it's important that we also take time out for ourselves and be able to enjoy the holiday. However, while your shops are in this vacation mode and you have a little bit more time to yourself, is when you can then audit or take, an hour, half an hour, 10 minutes out of your day to audit your shop and do different categories. It's easy to do, that on eBay. Just look up, oh, you sell baseball hats? Look up hats. And then go to where your hats are and make sure that they're all listed. And, also check other things in there. Check like your prices, like maybe something's not selling because, when you comped it out, it was selling for one price, but now the prices have changed. If you've had it in your shop for more than a year, most likely the prices have changed. They've either gone up or down, or that item isn't, as desirable, or maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe people aren't buying it because they think your price is too low and there's something wrong with it. I've had that happen where I kept lowering and lowering and lowering. My price wasn't selling, so I upped it to a price well above that I had ever had it listed at, and the item sold for full price. Another thing to look at or audit is your shipping. Is what does the shipping say? Does this say priority mail and that it's 4 pounds, and you're looking at this item and be like, it's a hat. That shouldn't say 4 pounds. I'm just exaggerating, but you get what I'm saying. Check out the dimensions. Maybe something you were listing a year ago, you got distracted when you're in the middle of it, or like I do, you click on the wrong thing. You might have meant to put in 12 inches and it says 17 inches, by 12 by 8 or something like that. And you meant to put in 12 by 12 by 8. So that's an important thing to look at too. And these are just all suggestions. I'm not telling you what to do. Everybody do whatever you want in your shop. But I think all these little things is something that we can do to help improve our sales. You know, big box stores and even grocery stores. I know my grocery store just recently did it, and it's upsetting to the customers too, is they rearrange the whole store. Now, why would you rearrange an entire grocery store? That takes so much work and effort. I tell you what, because people buy more. That's why when you make changes, people buy more. I don't know why that is, but if you rearrange it and they end up in an aisle that they're like, whoa, I'd never go down this aisle. Oh, what's this? It goes in the cart. I'm not saying that's going to happen either with your stores, your eBay stores. But anyways, if you go in and fine tune, and we hear this all the time, go in and do this, and it's overwhelming. Do it by small little chunks, little categories. Do it by one box, just something along those lines. And if you make a 10% improvement and you make sales, it's motivating. And I think that's what we need to shoot for. I think we always fall into that all or none. Like we either have to audit everything or audit nothing.
All or none. Like we either have to audit everything or audit nothing.
Don't do that. Do a little bit, and do it a little bit every day or do it once a week. Just be like, okay, it's Wednesday. I'm going to audit my store. Or in the case of, like, say, my emporium up here, I have things I'm doing up here. I keep rearranging how it's set up. And I tried it and I'm like, okay, this is working, but this isn't. That's working and this isn't. I'm going to be rearranging my emporium again because I've come up with another solution to how I have things arranged up here. And that is how you evolve. You know, you need to evolve as a entrepreneur and not keep that status quo. I also, so I do a low tech, high tech thing. I have my Excel spreadsheets that I keep a lot of information on. And then I also use a tablet to write down what I paid for something and the description of it, just general, like real, minimal information. And with that, I then cross it off when I sell it. And this is kind of like historical to me. I almost know by the way I listed things, like kind of when I got it and groups of items. So I tend to list them in groups. So if I went to the Goodwill, those items get listed together. And I can see like, oh, that was a good trip because look at all these items in that area that's sold. It means something to me visually to see it on here because I list them up kind of in how I bought them. And this is getting almost used up. There's very few pages left, and I've crossed off a lot of the solds on it. So I decided to update it into this notebook. And then it only has the things I haven't sold yet, and they are also my oldest items. And I need to think about what I'm going to do with those, but they will be on here. So I started this in November, and I started writing it down, and then I got to go back and I'm going to look at those items or those listings in particular. I'm going to look up those individual listings and be like, does the title need change? Does it need better pictures? Do I need to change the price? What is the shipping on that item? Is this something that I want to keep in my shop at all? Should I donate it? And that's kind of where I'm at. These are just all kinds of, different ideas. Take, one idea and work on it. Take all the ideas and work on them. I just think anything we do to change things up, improve just about any area of our reselling efforts here will help us make sales. I hope you guys are enjoying my reseller vlog series. I try to come up with all kinds of different topics. Today I decided to do it inside instead of walking around my neighborhood. It's just cold and chilly, and I thought this will be a different venue for me to do this. Please watch the playlist. It's always available on my channel. I have lots of videos in there now. And also, please subscribe to my channel. I am trying to grow my channel. I am so close to getting to some of my goals around that. At first I want to get up to 500 subscribers, and then I want to get to 1,000 and onward and onward. Please drop any comments down below. I love reading your comments.